Yeah, guys, Brent Fuseliz here. I've been thinking about the ban list a lot lately. It is getting closer to April. We're about halfway through March. Um, and a lot of people are putting out ban list predictions, so I figured I'd do it too. I'm going to give you a sort of, not really educated guess, but just kind of my opinion, obviously. You don't have to agree with it, so you can, leave me a comment explaining why you don't agree with my opinion or, what I think may happen. But don't just be like, no, that's dumb because you're dumb, because that's not an opinion. That's just like being a troll, I guess. But anyway, so here goes my list. Basically anything to get banned. I think the only card that's really ban worthy right now is Reckless Greed. You might think that that sounds crazy, but it's an inherent +1. Even though you lose your draw phase, most people don't play it until they have 2 or 3. I haven't seen anybody run it, or not run it, but play it where they only had 1 unless I popped it, and then it forced them to play it. But then they usually drew into another one, which kind of negated the whole not drawing thing. And it's usually run in a deck that has searchability anyway. So mainly Dark Worlds, and I don't really see it in Fire Fist because they don't really have the room for it. But a lot of degenerate decks run it basically, or decks that just want to be crazy fast. It's an inherent +1. You lose 1 card and you gain 2 cards. So yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't think it would just go straight to 1. Konami doesn't have a tendency of doing that, where they just put something straight to 1. If it doesn't get banned, I would likely see it go to 1, but I don't think it's just going to get limited. I think they're just going to get rid of it. It's too powerful. Limited to 1, I think Tenki. Oh, I would like Tenki to go to 1, but like I said, Konami doesn't have a tendency of doing that. So Tenki is really powerful. A lot of decks are abusing it right now. Fire Fist mainly, Bujin, and some other ones. But other than that, whatever. I think D Prison could go to 1. Not that I don't like the card. I think that it's whatever. It is a slower form of removal since it is a trap and you have to attack, but it does banish. All the other cards that banish that don't have a cost are at 1. So basically, D Prison and Macrocosmos are at 1. And I mean, I know they have like a bigger, better effect than D Prison. So Dimensional Fissure, sorry, Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos are at 1. Black Cluster Soldiers at 1. Basically, Chaos Sorcerer is at 2, but it has to be face up. The monster has to be face up. Then there's other stuff that removes too. I think there's like a weird fiend or something that does the same thing as Chaos Sorcerer, and Light Ray guy has like a really weird summoning condition. But basically, anything that removes, just flat out removes anything, uh, for no cost is at 1. So, I mean, Caius, you have to tribute a monster. Dark Core, you have to discard a card. So those aren't really issues. Anything that removes for free or banishes for free is at 1 already. So I could see D Prison going to 1, but I doubt it. It's just a maybe. Things to come off the list to become not no longer forbidden. I think pretty much I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for these two. Obviously, Thousand Eyes probably can come off. I don't know, maybe, but that's not the one I was talking about. The two I think that probably can come off are Snatch Steal. Basically, we just have a lot of ST removal. We have 3 MSTs. We have 3 Mysticals. We have Compulse. I mean, there's a lot of book. There's a lot of answers for it, pretty much. I mean, Lance. 3 Lances. That's like 11 cards or something like that. So for 1 card. And I mean, sure, you can maybe search it, but you're gonna have to make room for the card to search it in your deck. So it would be rather probably played 1 generic copy of it in a deck, if played at all. I mean, I'm sure people will try to play it, but a lot of people don't play Mind Control. Mind Control can take anything to do the same thing that you would do with that. Yeah, you can attack with it. Yeah, you can tribute it, but I mean, like, I think people will have the answer for it. And Tribe. I don't really see it making Mermills as god tier as people think it would. Yeah, you might get a plus, 4 or 5 or whatever, but that's your opponent's fault for overextending with a bunch of basically same type monsters. Yeah, archetypes and types are really popular right now, but you shouldn't just leave 4 or 5 monsters that are the same type on the board and assume you're going to be okay. Um, like, do you do that? Torrential exists still. Mirror Force exists still. You can still lose them that way. And then really the only deck you're going to be running into like that would be Mermails. I mean, people will probably try to play it in regular decks, but yeah, I don't really think it would be that big of an issue per se. The Mermails would get a bigger plus off of most things than other decks, but I think that tribe is probably okay. We do have Valors now. We do have, you know, gorz. If your opponent goes off, you bring out a gorz. You can bring out a Trag. You can bring out, play Battle Fighter, whatever. Mirror Force. You got Torrential, Bottomless, still Compulse, whatever. There's all sorts of answers for the one card. So I mean, if it's a real big issue, then you have answers for it. But I mean, I don't know. It might not come off, but it might. Okay, here's semi-limited. Tenki. Tenki will likely get hit. I think Tenki is going to get hit. If it doesn't get banned, it will get... I mean, not banned, sorry. If it doesn't get semi-limited, I mean, regular limited to 1, which I doubt it will likely get semi-limited. It causes too much consistency. People are talking about, oh, Bear's too powerful. Bear's the heart of the deck. Bear. Bear is not the heart of the deck. Without Tenki, what's Bear going to go grab? A Tensu or a Trap. Those are slow. Tenki lets you draw, or basically search. It gives you a plus, pretty much. So Bear can use any fire formation that you want, whatever he pops. He's an even card. It's 1 for 1. You pop your thing, they pop their thing. That's it. But when he hits, he pluses because you go grab a Tenki, and then you plus again because you activated Tenki. So Tenki is the issue. I could see Tiger King going to 2, or maybe even 1, just because he also grabs Tenki if Tenki doesn't get limited to 1. And Bear, I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel the Bear is that powerful. I mean, he's good. He does have the popping ability, but I don't think he's as powerful as Tenki. Let me adjust this. Yeah. So, yeah, Tenki for sure. I think Magician of Faith could go to 2. I was talking to Galactic God. We pretty much see eye to eye on this. I think it could go to 3. Honestly, there aren't any power spells that aren't archetype specific. It would really only be played in spell books, and it's too slow for that deck, essentially. So I think 3 Magicians will be okay. I mean, yeah, sure, somebody might come up with some crazy OTK or whatever, but OTKs are really inconsistent, so, whatever. And then Tenki, Magician, gorz. I think we should get 2 gorz too, like they have in Japan. There's a lot of OTKs out there, and we don't really have a lot of removal for that if your opponent gets the sweep on you. I'll only bring out this, pop your back row, play Mystical, pop that. If they hit your Mirror Forces or whatever, or your Torrential before they went off, then you're pretty screwed. So yeah, I think gorz needs to come to 2. I think that Sacred Sword or Torrential. I think Torrential, we can get 2 Torrentials as well, just because why not? I mean, yeah, there isn't heavy, but there are 3 dusts. There's 3 Mysticals. There's 3 Night Beams. There's 3 Lilas. There's 3 Breakers. There's a lot of options. I mean, you have Lances, like I said. There's all sorts of stuff. So, just don't overextend, basically. Sacred Sword could probably go to 2. I don't really see a whole lot of decks playing level 7 monsters. People aren't really playing Dragon Rulers of any variant. I don't think Dragon Rulers are doing a whole lot right now. Heretic Rulers, I guess, are okay, but you kind of don't need Sacred Sword in it just because of the searchability of the deck and whatever. Firefist Bear, nah, not really. Mind Crush, I think Mind Crush could go to 2. It's pretty good. It's free. It's free information, and you get to pretty much minus your opponent a strategy. Assuming you know what's in their hand. But if they're playing Tenki, you go Tenki. They activate it. They tell you for free what they just grabbed. Activate it. Take away their play. So I don't know. It's pretty good. But it's no trap dust shoot, but it's pretty good still. Upstart Goblin, I think could go to 2 probably. I think if they're gonna hit both of them, Upstart's probably gonna get hit to 2, and Reckless Greed is going to go to 1 or get banned. Pretty much. They're just too good. Draw power, basically. I forgot to mention the limited to 1. I think heavy could come back. I don't care about pendulum summons. I don't care about whatever, because of the way people play right now. Artifacts are coming out. They don't really play heavy in Japan. They have it, and they don't really play it because of artifacts. They don't want to make their opponent go off, basically. Yeah, pendulum summons is coming out, and they count as spells. Blah blah blah. But that's what Dark Bribe's for. That's what Starlight Road is for, pretty much. Those cards exist. Play them, basically. Don't be a crybaby and go, oh, let me set all this stuff with no protection. You know what? And I mean, like, it's stupid when people argue that. You have ways of stopping your opponent from destroying all of your back row, and it's one card. So I think Heavy can come back. Okay, so now back to back down to the bottom of the list. Unlimited. I think Advanced Ritual Art could go to 3. The only real worthwhile monsters bringing out are Demise and Perfect Herald, pretty much. The other ritual monsters are kind of subpar. Basically, they're a little weak. You know, and what are they really doing? I really like Demise right now, but I mean, I usually only play 2, just because the consistency kind of thing. But I mean, Gishkis, I guess, but they already have like an engine for themselves and everything. So I mean, Perfect Herald and Demise are really only it. So I mean, I can see it coming back to 3. Mirror Force, I think Mirror Force could go to 3. You know, I mean, it's slow. Nobody's really playing Mirror Forces as it is. If I ever hit one, I only usually ever hit one. So I don't know. It's just the same thing as Deep Prison. Deep Prison slow. You can pop it. Lance exists, etc. Stardust, you can make a Stardust, whatever. Starlight Road, play Starlight Road. And Summoner Monk. I think Summoner Monk could go to 3. Nobody's really using it. You know, I don't really know why it's at 2 to begin with. You know, you have Veiler, you have Venus Chain. You can compulse it back to your hand when your opponent activates its effect. You can compulse the other monster. You can book the other monster. There's a lot of ways of getting around it. I'm usually really scared when I try to activate it, and if I get it off, it's like, oh, what a breath of relief, actually getting this effect off. But when my opponent, you know, activates some kind of a effect negate or whatever, it really sucks because like you just minus yourself pretty much. So yeah, so basically that's my list. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know this video went on a little longer than I wanted it to, but and it was a little all over the place at some points, but that's okay. I got my point across, basically. Yeah, the major cards I think that are going to get hit are Reckless Greed and Tenki, pretty much. None of the Exceeds are really so powerful that I think that they need to get hit right now. Arc is good, but you should play smarter. Don't special summon things in attack mode if you're that afraid. You can also compulse, bottomless, whatever, so he can't take your stuff away. You know, whatever, just all sorts of stuff. Veiler is a thing. You know, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll have my list in the description area, so you can just look at it. Yeah, and that's about it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like, subscribe button as soon as I put in new videos, and thanks for watching.